Every golf swing is different. But at the same time, the better a golfer gets, the more similarities they have. If we look at the core elements that all the good players have in common, then we start to understand a little bit more about what works and what doesn't in the golf swing, and like what should be done, what shouldn't be done. So you put all those similarities of the best players together, you make a golf swing out of that, and suddenly you have like a model or a baseline or some kind of blueprint. And so we always reference the blueprint when we're trying to figure out what we're trying to do. We reference the blueprint when we're trying to resolve a problem. It doesn't mean everyone has to swing the same, but generally, the closer you get to some kind of model, everyone's model might be a little different too. But generally, the better you're going to hit the ball, and you're going to have more direction. You're going to have more intentional practice. You're not going to be out here just rapid firing balls and not knowing what's going on. We have to record a lot. When you're practicing on your own, make sure you have a tripod. You're going to try to record basically every single ball you hit. Hit a ball, after we've been educated about like what we're trying to do, you hit a ball, you ask yourself, did it feel right or not, or did I do the thing I was trying to do? We turn around, look at the footage, check it. If we didn't do it right, then we just keep adjusting, keep exaggerating feels, and go back. And so it's like there's a certain kind of feedback loop we get when we record ourselves. Hitting a shot with an iron is more about doing that to the ground than it is about doing that, flipping or scooping. If we shrunk the swing down into like something very, very tiny, the golf shot would look something like that. The only difference is I would take the club back all the way here, finish all the way around my head. If we're on the ground, we're always doing that. Now maybe there's some times when I'd want to pick the ball right off the ground and not take a divot, we call it. Not maybe if I want to hit the ball like extremely high, like get over a tree or something. But most of the time we're just trying to smack the ground. By the time I hit a ball, most of my weight is on my front leg, and that allows me to deliver the hands and the shaft forward like this. So like I could do nothing else. Like if I had the shaft just straight up and down here, and I just moved forward, that takes care of itself. Big change in where the hips are moving. Like 5-6 inches of movement forward. It's not just about sitting here in a barrel and just rotating side to side to hit a ball. So I'm not hitting a ball like that. I'm going. So it's actually moving forward is more important than turning, actually. So earlier you are into the game, the more important is just learn how to. I can keep the body like square, so like all the lines are kind of pointing at my target wherever it would be. I just learned how to go forward and hit shots like this, as opposed to standing here all day and going.
Right.
So there's a little bit of a sway going back. A sway is just a movement off the ball to the right. The tailbone has gone back like 2 or 3 inches. So that we're gonna want to clean up. Because if we're trying to move forward, right, and we go backward, more work to do. If there's not a lot of wrist cock, they have a really, really long arm swing. And they end up like maybe over rotating the chest, and they get their hands really high up and around their head. That can make it really hard if you have a really big arm swing here. Your left arm can buckle like this. On the way down, you turn, you go forward. The hands and arms don't have time to get in front of my left thigh. So like it's very common to have a long backswing. You go forward, and then hands and arms get trapped behind your body like this, and that can contribute to the scoop too. If we start here, all the body lines are square to the target. When you go to the top of the backswing, you would have rotated your shoulders about 90 degrees, and your hips would have rotated around 45 degrees. So there's our backswing. We don't really have to go any more than that with anything. With the driver, I might go, instead of 90 degrees, maybe like 110, 120. But with an iron, I'm just gonna go from here to here. Body's in place. Now I just get my arms in place. There we go. That's all I have to do. So I have a straight left arm. I have about 90 degrees of wrist cock here. Then on the way down, I'm actually gonna hold on to the angle a little bit. So I'm gonna go forward, hold on to the angle. Once I get to about club parallel to the ground here, that's when I actually start to throw the club. So we're not throwing the club from the top of the swing down. We're keeping this loaded. We lag it, we call it. Lag it is when we drop the shaft and we actually increase the load a little bit. So there's like a little compression here. Then I can throw it about right here as hard as I want. If I hit shots where my arms are really close to my body like this, or like my hands are on a very, very narrow orbit or radius around my body, there's less speed. But if I have something wider, and that could be wider on this side too, and wider here, I widen the radius of the swing. And generally, creating speed is a function of just the swing radius. If I create a wider circle with the club, it's going to accelerate more. So a 9-iron and a 5-iron, probably like 2 inches apart.
Right.
As you go up the bag, we're relying a little bit more on the longer club to create a longer radius, and that helps you hit the ball a little further. So it's like a combination of the length and then the lower loft. That also means if I swung this club, gripping the club at the end, I could swing it faster than if I gripped it a little bit lower and tried to swing it at the same speed. I just wouldn't create that speed, even if I was trying just as hard.
Right.
We're going to learn about the hips, like how to move the hips, how to rotate in the backswing, how to move them forward, how to finish off the pivot into the finish here.
Okay.
And then we're going to combine that with a little bit of how to load and unload the shaft with the arms. So like in a backswing, the rotation of the golf swing is basically as simple as me just rotating around the middle of my spine and my hips like this. So I rotate around my head as well. The trick in golf is to be able to stand up, rotate side to side, but do it bent over on an inclination. And that's kind of where things get tricky. Because I think if everybody golfed at eye level, like the ball was always sitting in the air like this, people would have more of an intuitive understanding of how to swing the club. Because the club would just stay on this horizontal plane. Rotation would be just like that. Like there's no real thought to it, right? Once we get bent over, rotation gets a little complicated because now there's a few other variables. The spine like changes all throughout the swing. My shoulders, for example, right? They're moving level if I'm standing straight up. If I'm bent over, now they're rotating on an angle here. So there's a little bit more of a slant, right? If I go to the top of my backswing here, in my golf posture, naturally the left shoulder, left hip, left knee are gonna drop underneath the right. Because if I rotated level, bent over, I'd probably start standing up, my head would go off to the right, all that kind of stuff, right? So we think about orbit the knees in a circle on an angle, you orbit the hips on an angle, orbit the shoulders on an angle. So the backswing is gonna have to look like that. So as I do this too, if there's a ball on the ground, my eyes are just on the ball. And I can just rotate without changing the orientation of the eyes. So I'm not lifting the eyes, I'm not letting the eyes shift to the right or left, I'm just going just dead on it. Right? Basically the shoulders rotate 90 degrees to the spine. So that's gonna feel like that. Keep your eye down there. Yeah, there we go. So that would be considered a center turn, right? Left knee drops under the right knee. Left hip is dropping under the right hip. Left shoulder drops under the right shoulder. On the way down, there's a weight shift. So we're gonna stay down. We're gonna slide the hips forward. So just take your whole body and just do this with your hips. Exactly, yeah. So that's the weight shift. When we shift the weight forward like that, the weight goes from the back to the front foot. And you're gonna feel like you get most of your weight on the front foot pretty early. We have the turn, we have the weight shift, and then we have the rest of the turn, which is gonna feel something like around this sit impact. So you'd still have your eye on the ball there. Hands would be like right there in front of you with the club on the ball at that point. And then when you finish, we're also turning on an angle as well. So we had the left shoulder under the right in the backswing. Now we have the right shoulder under the left in the finish. And as you do this too, your pelvis will be forward and thrusted. And you would be elongating your spine too. Yeah, exactly, yeah. We're extended, so the spine's longer, but we're still side bent. So you'll be watching a ball like that. That's that power component where if the body gets longer, the arms can extend. If the body stays compressed the whole time, my swing would look something like this. I might hit it solid, but not far. Right? So there is this, I may be down in the backswing. When I finish, I'm letting everything stretch out. So the left shoulder naturally drops underneath the chin, so it doesn't collide. Feel like the lower body leads. So the lower body stays in front of the upper body. And as you do this too, keep this a little bit more bent. Yeah. So here's the weight shift. We're just sliding the hips laterally that way. We're not opening up yet, but then we start opening up after we've gone forward. Head will still be on the eyes will still be on the ball there. Then we're gonna go thrust the pelvis forward, finish the turn. There we go. Now I'm gonna make a few adjustments here, okay? I'm gonna have your right ankle rolled a little bit. So the foot's rolling inward, and then your knees are gonna come together. Try to squeeze your knees together. Just take your thighs, yeah. Ideally, we're gonna have no space between the thighs in the finish too.
Oh.
So I may have space between my legs at setup. I have space between my legs in the backswing. I have space between my legs on the downswing. But when I release the club, pretty much from that release point here, I'm gonna start slamming the knees together. Helps me finish my rotation, helps me get extended too.
Yeah.
So the feeling when I go through, it's gonna be. And then at that point, connected knees, connected thighs. Yeah. Also helps me stay in balance.
Yeah.
Another good thing just to do when you're rehearsing too, get the elbows close together.
Oh.
Yeah. Always just feel like your elbows are kind of in front of your torso. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now slide forward. Yep. Okay, keep your eyes there. There we go. Now thrust the pelvis. There we go. Now you can watch the ball fly at that point. There we go. A little more right here with the shoulder. Boom. Yeah. So we're finishing with the middle of the chest, and we're finishing with the belt buckle just pointing at the target. The neck will also be a little bit to the right as well. Yep. So as a rule of thumb, the left arm stays straight pretty much the entire swing. It's going to be straight here. It's straight as I cock the wrists. It's straight on the downswing. It's straight at impact. It's straight past impact too. It only bends at the very last part of the swing, the follow through. So it's straight, then it folds at the end. The right arm is going to be almost the opposite of that, where it's like, it may be straight here, it folds, it bends, it stays bent. It will straighten as I release the club. It will straighten here, but then I'll rebend it again there. Straight to bent, and then straight, bent, straight, and then bent again. Let's get the club in our fingers, so that means stretch the fingers out this way. Most of the grip is going to be here.
Okay.
Yeah. Clubs in the fingers, left rest of the hand overlaps, so there is some space here, and that's normal.
Okay.
So I don't need to have the club buried into my palm or anything. Yeah. Yep. Clubs in the fingers, hands are close together. So we actually have to take your right hand, ride it up the left hand a little bit higher. We got to get this pretty close to that seam.
Oh, okay.
So that makes it easier to set the wrists. So if I have my hands close together, I can do this, I can do this. But if my hands are separated a little bit, it's a little bit harder to set the wrist in the backswing, and then it's really easy to cast. If I look down on your hand, you're gonna look for 2 knuckles or 3 knuckles max.
Okay.
We can actually, we can get that a little bit more that way, counterclockwise, yeah. So that's a little bit more of a neutral hand. We gotta match that. There we go. So that's the tiger grip right there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
This hand is more on top of the club generally. This hand is more on the side.
Inside.
So in the backswing, this stays straight. We start setting the wrist kind of early. So even as early as here, I've got like half of my wrist cock done. And I'm gonna have most of the wrist cock, or pretty much all of it, done here. At left arm parallel. So at that point, I'm gonna flatten this left wrist out a little bit too, get this flush against the forearm. So if we get most of the wrist cock done here in our half backswing, then we don't have much more to do at the top. We just keep turning and raise the arms when we're right there. Yeah, so straighten this out a little bit. There we go, boom. So that's pretty much the full backswing. We never have to go longer than this with an iron. So at the top of the backswing, we've loaded the shaft 90 or 95 degrees, and then we've bent this right arm 90 degrees, and we've turned the shoulders 90 degrees. So there's like 3 90-degree angles at the top of the swing. We're gonna drop the hands like this. As we drop the hands, I'm keeping this shaft up, so I haven't let you release your right wrist, and I haven't let you throw out the right arm yet. So at that point too, we're connecting the arm to the side, so the elbow gets more in front of the rib cage. This is how we maintain our lag.
Okay.
So by the time that we get the hands down to the right thigh, shaft is still parallel to the ground. Yeah. Now we're parallel to the ground. Right elbow is on the side. It's like the whole upper right arm is still on your torso. Then we can go ahead and release the wrists and straighten out the arm a little bit. Imagine that you're at impact here. So drop this on the ground. Hands forward, club face will be turned over. I'm going to get your shoulders back here. Get your chest facing the ball again. Get your eyes back to the right and down. We're going to keep the shoulders more square at impact. The hips can be open. So the hips can be forward and open. So straighten out your left leg. Exactly, there we go. So I'm going to have my hips looking like this. Shoulders more back. Roll this ankle a little bit. There we go. Boom, arch to the right. Okay. You can get a little bit closer. Yeah. So the hands and arms are going to hang pretty much straight down from the shoulders. Just make a little backswing. You're going to cock the wrist. Yeah, there we go. Turn more. There we go. Keep this elbow in. Put these hands up here. There we go. So there's our backswing here for now. Right elbow has to stay pinched in pretty much all the time. So make sure that we don't let it fly out as we set the wrists. Because if it flies out, we can't cock the wrist too. If we keep it in, it bends quicker, cock quicker. Center turn and cock the wrists. Yeah, turn more. There we go. Yeah. Let me adjust you a little bit. Elbow in. Left wrist is going to stay flat against the forearm here. No, trace the downswing. Slide forward, hip hips, get forward, more forward actually. You really get a bump. Here we go, yeah. Okay, now put the club on the ball. Now turn the hands over, release the club a little bit. Nice. So you gotta do that without opening up the body here. So keep that forward. Keep this back here. Yeah, so here it's more of an independent kind of twisting of the grip here. Yeah. Again, eyes are going to look at the ball kind of from the side here. The eyes have to stay square or to the right most of the time. Naturally, if I'm side bent to the right a little bit, like this, my eyes are already going to be tilted to the right of the aim line like this. So my eyes are a little right of the aim line to start. When I take it back, they're still to the right. When I hit a ball, they're still to the right. Then when I watch the ball fly, I'm looking at it with my head cocked to the right. So I'm looking at it with my eyes like this too. The opposite of that would be like, what if I set up with the eyes left and I started making a swing with the eyes to the left? Chances are I'd swing the club in the direction of the eyes. So the club would move way too far out this way in the backswing. And then I'd move out to in on the downswing just because the eyes are moving that way. Same goes for if I have the eyes good at setup in the backswing, and then I start shifting them that way on the way down, chest would get super open, all that stuff. I'd spin out. Cock your neck to the right a little bit. That's where you want to be. Make a backswing. Okay, now put the club on the ball. That's better. Yeah, that's better. Yep. Roll that. Yep. Now just pretend to finish it off. Exactly. There we go. Okay. Start right there. We're going to go boom. Straighten out your arms. We're going to get the arms chest high.
Oh, chest high.
Boom, right there. There we go. There we go. That looks good. Okay. Let's take a look at that. I know you hit it a little thin, but I think the structure of the swing was better. Oh, shit. That had to feel pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah.